What's going on, y'all? This is like my third time making this video. I sat and made a whole 10-minute video and I realized I wasn't sharing my screen. So I'm sitting there talking and the screen just black. So I had somebody ask me what was my process for looking at, and kind of decide, what's a go and what's a no as far as getting the properties and stuff. And it's really not that complicated. It's pretty straightforward. I only use like two different websites, which is Zillow and a mortgage website that I can calculate the payments. But they got a lot of different those real estate websites. They got Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, Homes.com. Uh, they got a bunch of them, but I use Zillow. I've been using it for years, so it's just kind of what I'm comfortable with. It's very user friendly, so I can show you how to navigate it. And then I use I'm gonna type in mortgage calculator, and I always use the one that say this one, mortgagecalculator.org. No, it's not that one. It's this one, calculator.net. So I use these two websites, Zillow and man, it took me off of Zillow. Zillow and no, it did it again. Okay, Zillow and the mortgage website. And so I check the same zip code religiously. I use 39601. That's where I grew up at. I know the areas, and it's a phrase that say if you don't got a competitive advantage, then don't compete. So I'm not going to play in a game in an arena where I don't have no no leverage. You get what I'm saying? So so I check this. I check the same zip code, and then you up here at the top you can switch from for rent, sold. You can look at the houses that sold recently. You know it. They show up yellow, and then next to that you can put your price range. So I usually my price range is 60 to 80. Bedrooms, two bedrooms. If it's a 2 bedroom house, it gotta have a bonus room or something where you could turn it into a bedroom, because people just gonna outgrow a 2 bedroom house. So 3 bedrooms, one full bathroom is good. One and a half is better. Best is at least two bathrooms, because again, people just need the space. They need to. After a while, you got one bathroom. You got 4 people trying to get ready for work and school in the morning. It's just gonna cause a lot of friction. So, but I always plug in one bathroom. Now, you can take away this boundary right here, and you can even draw it. So sometimes I go outside that radius, and I'll put, I go out down to Macomb, Monticello, go all the way up to Byram, and go over to Franklin County, McCall Creek area, and then you can click apply, and it'll show you everything in that area. And so, but what I usually look for, like, let's just take this house in Macomb for example. I see it's 60,000, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 1,400 square feet. So the issue is I just don't know the Macomb area like that. But just for learning purposes, let's just take a look at it. So looking at the roof, just looking at the picture, the roof don't look that old to me. Kind of made kind of weird with that little slope angle and stuff. But anyway, uh, so look like it don't got central air and heat. I can tell it's probably built in the 1920s, 40s maybe. Let me scroll down. Uh, Built in 1963. So the house is not modernized, which would be an issue for me. Um, it definitely needs some work. Just looking at the pictures, got a new refrigerator, new stove. I can tell it's total electric. Looking at the stove, I don't see no gas heaters nowhere. So the house is total electric. It looked like it's the reason I thought it was 20s from the flooring and the ceilings and stuff. Thought it just had been updated, but definitely could tell it's old. I mean, the price is right, but just it just wouldn't do it for me. I would have to get the house for about 40 for it to work for me. But that's just the market I'm in. Some places you can't even get a closet for 60,000. So But anyway, I checked Zillow. But what I really like about this website is I take another one that I went and actually looked at. Let's just take this boundary off. We're gonna go back to 39601. So we're gonna go right here. So what I love about this Zillow website is you can look at the comps. And I'm not a real estate agent, so I don't have access to all of the stuff that an agent would, but I just kind of least like to know what I'm getting into. So again, it gives you the highlights. I actually went and looked at this house. I didn't go inside, but I went and looked at it. So $80,000, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It was built in 1920 on about a half acre, no HOA, $48 a square foot. Now they get that just by they take the price and they divide it by the square foot. So it kind of give you some more highlights. But what I like about it though, let me get back to it, was you can go and look at the street view. So I like this house because of the houses that was around it. You know, you got this what they call pride of ownership. The people around this house, they take pride in their yards, in their house, and so one of my other tricks is I go back and I click lot lines, and they actually tell you the value of the houses around it. So at $80,000, you just about getting, you know, you just about the cheapest house on the street, which is good for you. So look like the house across the street is for sale for $199. Again, 3 bedroom, 2 bathrooms. So that's going to raise the value of your house if you was to buy this house just because the house across the street. I mean, I don't make the rules. That's just the way it works. So go back into the lot lines. House next door 118. The house beside that on the corner is 162. And this house has got look like it got a bigger lot. These two might be like a third of an acre, and this one got that little extra little back corner back there. So, yeah, for put some money into it, paint the outside, fix the bricks and stuff, and that house would be, somebody would be glad to have the house. You can buy it, rent it out for 3 years, and then sell it. But anyway, let's keep building on this same example over at my mortgage calculator. So I'm gonna plug in the numbers. $80,000 house. When it's investment, you have to put down 20%. And I know people gonna come to the website and they gonna come to Zillow and they gonna go down to payment calculator and they gonna say, oh, so and so got that house for. They paying. A lot of this stuff is not right. Like I can tell you that's wrong. I pay 3 times that for homeowners insurance. So a lot of that stuff is gonna be wrong. So, mortgage calculator, $80,000 house. When it's investment, you got to put down 20%. You're gonna have to do 15 years on it, so I'm gonna put 15. Right now, the rates is the low 7, so I'm gonna put 7%, and I'm gonna include taxes and the other stuff. Homeowners insurance, I'm gonna average that out. I'm gonna say it's about $1,000 a year. PMI, which is mortgage insurance, is you have to pay this until you pay down like 20% of your loan, and since you put down 20%, that'll be zero. You don't have to pay that. HOA fee, homeowners association, again, that's something you don't have to pay because the house is on the street. It's not in a neighborhood. And then other costs, we're gonna put that at zero. So we're gonna calculate that, and all in, you should be $575. So a house like that, you can rent $875, $900. That's just the market. I know it sounds low to some people that may be watching this in California, New York, Florida, but that's just the market. We're talking about South Mississippi. And so the last thing I do is I try to figure out my cash on cash return, and I just pull out my calculator. So that cash on cash return is just trying to see how much you're earning on the money you put down. Because remember, you put down 20%, and the bank fronted you the rest. So you put down 20, the bank gave you the other 80%. So to figure out what you're making on that $16,000, you would put you're making $300 a month. You multiply that by 12. So you're making $3,600 a year. You divide that by 16,000. So to get a percentage, you just times that by 100. So you get 22.5% cash on cash return. So you would double that $3,600 in about a little bit over 3 years, I think. So we just take the 16,000, we divide it by 3,600. Well, a little bit over 4 years on that. So so, but that's just assuming you buy the house and the hot water heater don't go out. You know, none of that crazy stuff. So, but they're just part of doing. They're just the cost of doing business. It's part of doing business. Stuff like that is gonna come up. So so I check the Zillow, I look at it, I look at the pictures, I go look at the house, then I kind of run my numbers, see what, and it's always gonna be off a little bit, you know, but I'm usually within $50 of, you know, when I calculate it like this, and then I come back and I look at my calculator, and kind of see what my cash on cash return is, and there's some other metrics and stuff, but that's a whole nother video. And so a lot of people say, why do all this to make $300 a month? You know, why not just pick up and work extra at work? Which that's a good logical question, but a lot of people don't see. They only see the cash flow side of it. They only see the front end money. They don't see the other, like, you know, where the loan pay down and the value goes up, and then you can go back to the bank in a year or two, and the house that you bought for 80 now is worth 140. And, you know, it's a lot you could do with that equity that you got in there. So, you know, it's not just about the cash flow. You know, it's about the long term. And so yeah, so that's my formula, that's my recipe. Pretty straightforward. I use Zillow, I use that mortgage calculator, and then I use, you know, just a basic calculator on my phone to calculate my my cash on cash return.